Hey there, I'm Kelly Coffee at strongcoffee.com and Strong Coffee Wellness for Women. I help women hit and hold a more comfortable weight for life without sacrificing pleasure and without losing themselves in the process. I have been getting tons of emails and DMs, slipping into my DMs, what's up, from women who are feeling somewhat out of control right now. And if this is you, I just want you to know that you are not alone. I have more to say, but the most important thing for you to take away from this video is that you are not alone. So I specifically am speaking of those women who struggle to lose weight. And if they can and do successfully lose weight, tend to, when I say tend to, I mean about 100% of the time, regain the weight and then some, because that's what happens when we go on diets, right? Science has shown it. Your own personal experience has shown it. Certainly my own personal life experience has shown it. I am not qualified to help people who struggle with their weight because of some medical issue. It has to boil down to, you are heavier than you are comfortable with, and it's because of how and why you make decisions around food. And if that's true for you, then you probably get something good out of the next 10 minutes or whatever it is. I never know how long I'm going to talk, but I'm going to try and be as succinct as possible. So a lot of these emails and DMs that I've been getting from women around the world, sound something like this, like, dear Coffee, I every night am promising myself that tomorrow is going to be different. That, I sort of survey the wreckage of my house and, I'm homeschooling my kids or whatever it is. And it's crazy and everything is overwhelming and I feel totally out of control. And just to make matters worse, I cannot engage in the world with my body comfortably because of the size that I am. I can't do the things that I want to do. I can't do the things that I need to do. I feel like hell. I feel sluggish. I don't like looking at myself in the mirror. And every night I say to myself, tomorrow's going to be different. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to get more active. I'm going to drink more water, do whatever, all the things so that I can begin to feel better and more comfortable in my body so I can make progress toward hitting and holding a more comfortable weight for life. And then I wake up in the morning. This is not a direct quote, by the way. This is like a mishmash, amalgamation. What do you call the rocks that are all a bunch of different rocks all pressed together? Any science people out there? I know somebody sciencey. What is that? An amalgamation rock? No. There's like sediment and what is it anyway, leave it in the comments if you know what I'm talking about, when it all pressed together. This is going to bother me for the rest of the time I'm talking now. I'm sorry, getting off on a tangent. Anyway, I wake up the next morning and, maybe I do okay for a while, I go through the stress of life in this moment and what that looks like. And I'm scrolling a lot on my phone because that's like a really easy distraction. And when I'm not going to like give in to my food whims because I have started the day and today's going to be different, I automatically sort of reach for my phone and suddenly realize that I've fallen into this social media vortex that has lasted 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour and a half, whatever. But I snap myself out of it and I go about my day and I do the things that I need to do. I'm working from home. I'm doing this. I'm doing that, managing the family, all of this stuff. But at a certain point, every day, I hit that wall. And I don't know why this is. This is an aside. This is not from the amalgamation rock letter conglomerate. Conglomerate? Oh, we're getting closer. It's not the same time for everybody every day, but it is often right around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And I don't know why, but it's true. I think this is the siesta time and an indication that the Spanish are very wise. So, because they nap, I think. That might just be a cultural trope. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. So, they hit the wall at some point. They've done fairly well in the morning and maybe even around lunch, but sort of early to mid-afternoon, something shifts. And then all of these like justifications flood in. Like, you know what? It's actually not that bad. It's actually not that bad. I actually don't feel that bad. And the only thing that could possibly bring me relief from this insane amount of stress that I am experiencing right now that has been mounting since the second that I woke up would be to eat X, not your ex. Don't eat your ex. If you want to make the moment worse, is to eat that thing that I promised myself I would not eat, or is to just binge until the cows come home on the leftovers from last night using the serving spoons, standing at the refrigerator, like whatever it is. And then they're off the rails again, and they spend the rest of the day sort of making up for the lost time that preceded it. Sorry, I got to take a breath. I got to get I'm like thinking about rocks, and I'm thinking about going to Spain, and I get easily distracted. So these letters and DMs that I've been getting have this like sort of common story going on. Like, I have the best intentions the night before. I wake up, I do okay. My stress mounts and mounts and mounts. I spend all day on social media, on and off, because I'm not eating. And when I don't eat, I go and I do that. And I flip through Facebook, and I flip through Instagram, and I flip through TikTok. I've never even been on TikTok. I hear it's great. Would you recommend it? If so, leave it in the comments. And then I hit a wall, and then I just lose my mind, and I just dive face first into all the things that I promised myself I would not eat, or I start eating in ways that I promised myself I would not eat. And then it's all lost. And then, just before I go to bed, I can't believe how uncomfortable I am in my own body. I can't believe how hard it is to walk up the stairs to my bedroom at night, and I get winded, and I promise myself that it will be different the next day. And the next day I wake up and it is not. Help. So a trend that I'm noticing everywhere, because I'm on social media as well, is that the likes and the follows on diet pages and like bikini model type pages are going through the roof. And I'd like to introduce you possibly to a term right now, although if you've already heard this, please don't leave in the comments. I've heard that. I coined that phrase in 1972. Not that you would talk like that if you coined the phrase in 1972. That was just me being whatever. Analysis paralysis. Analysis paralysis is when you have a problem and you spend an exorbitant amount of time collecting resources to solve the problem, but don't ever actually take action. And this is a huge problem right now, is we're stuck at home, stressed out, overwhelmed, uncomfortable. I'm not personally uncomfortable, but so many of us are just like, bah. And if you struggle with your weight, if you are heavier than you are comfortable with, you are prone to seeing these images of this, like, do this diet and lose 30 pounds in 60 days or your money back. Or, oh my God, here's this woman who is 5 feet tall and who weighs less than 100 pounds and who, if you look on her Wikipedia page, has never been more than 40 pounds overweight. And she's telling you to eat only organic and do 1,000 arm rolls every day. And you too will have a thigh gap and a bikini ready body. Meanwhile, anybody can wear a bikini. It doesn't matter what size you are, but you know what I'm talking about. And forgive me, 40 pounds is a lot if that is uncomfortable for you. I weighed at least 170 pounds more than I weigh right now. I don't actually know what I weigh right now. That's part of my recovery. But I don't want to ever minimize anyone's anything. But if you have a significant amount of weight that you know you need to take off in order to feel more comfortable in your body, following these fit pros who have, never been obese, let alone morbidly obese, right? And imagining that they are going to have the solution for you to be able to hit and hold a more comfortable weight for life is highly unlikely, right? Highly unlikely. And instead of supporting you making progress, right? Instead of moving you forward toward that place where you feel more comfortable, What's happening when, during the day you pick up your phone to sort of, cope with the stress of life is that you are assaulted by all of these images of these perfect, flawless women whose bodies are often largely fabrications of science and Photoshop, but even the ones that are not, they are that a woman should look so perfectly trim and whatever. That's not a reasonable expectation for most of us. But what it does on an unconscious level, on a subconscious level, is that it makes you feel even worse about how you feel right now, right? And if every time you see one of those, like, lose 60 pounds in 90 days or whatever, and you hit the like on that page and suddenly you get marketed more and more diets like it, and maybe you look into them and maybe you download the free, lose 7 pounds in 7 days worksheet or whatever it is, or you're just, following all of these flawless 20-somethings tanned on Southern California beaches Instagram things, and you're just being assaulted and inundated by all of this information, all of these empty promises that are just adding fuel to the fire of your discomfort with where your body is in this moment. Instead of continuing to do research by following these pages and personalities, instead of continuing to undermine your own sanity with analysis paralysis, I strongly suggest you roll up your sleeves, dive into your social media feeds, and Marie Kondo the beep out of that beep. Just wipe it away. Wipe it away. The perfect images, the empty promises. Go through the pages that you follow and just unfollow. Keep your social media feed, curate your social media feed so that you're just seeing updates from people that you love, right? Organizations that you support and love and are invested in. And if it's going to be like a personality, make it someone who is adding to your sense of wholeness and wellness and sanity and okayness, so that when you turn to the phone to distract you from this crazy moment in life that we are all in, that you actually end up sort of centered and grounded from that experience, not angrier or sadder or feeling shame or more discomfort because of your size. Like that's just gonna ratchet up the stress and the strain and make it that much less likely that you will follow through with whatever plan you made the night before. If you don't believe that this is a problem for you, I strongly encourage you, after you're done watching this video, to leave an angry emoji and then go and just scroll through your Facebook newsfeed and set a timer for 10 minutes and count how many images of perfect, tanned, flawless bodies you see and how many diet programs you see or are following and how many groups you're in that are promising these insane results in this insane amount of time. Just count. Just count. And if it's 0, come back to this video and tell me I was wrong. But if it's not, come back to this video and tell me how many you counted in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, how many images that you saw that you realize upon reflection are making you feel worse about where you are, right? Come back and leave a number in the comments because I am genuinely curious. And that's it. And my brain never got it together to tell me what kind of rock is all the kinds of rocks smushed together. I want to say amalgamation. It's not that. Please leave that in the comments. And if you're friends with a rock scientist, please forward this to them so they can get a good chuckle. Take good care of you. Bye for now.